Well, folks, another great tournament. The 2015 Trade-Wise Gibraltar Chess Festival being played in Gibraltar. Unbelievable scenery. Gibraltar is an amazing place, amazing place. World-class players, one of the top-rated opens in the world. Karl Nakamura, Topalov, ex-world champion, Huey Fan, you name it, they're there. Oh, a whole lot of English players, you name it, they're all over the world. And they all come here to Gibraltar once a year for the Gibraltar Chess Festival 2015 from January 26th to February 15th, 2015. Don't miss any of these great games. Hi folks, John Cordisco here. Another game from round 4 of the Gibraltar Chess Festival. It's a Masters section. It's a great tournament. It's one of the few times you see world-class players in an open tournament. Topalov, Nakamura, you name it. A lot of guys from the UK, a lot of Eastern Europeans, Arabs, Chinese, you name it, it's everywhere. Women's world champion, top-notch players, Richard Rapport, Pantalahari Krishna, you name it. Very rarely do you see them in an open tournament. Anyway, this is a game from round 4 between Victor Mikhalevski as white and David Howell, a guy I like a lot. He's from England. He's a cool guy. I think he's the current British champion. Anyway, folks, let's get to it. It's going to be in English. Mikhalevski is white and Howell is black. It's going to transpose into it in English. Bishop, pawn, queen takes, b5. Interesting English, though, I got to say. kind of ironic. David Howell is playing against the English, meaning he's from the UK. Queen c6, rook b8, queen c2. These guys know all this stuff. Bishop b7, d3. Good move there. Give a place for the dark square bishop to go. He wants to play too. Knight, castles, and bishop e7. Pretty standard stuff. Tiny advantage, maybe a quarter pawn for white. That's the only advantage. Not many center pawns, though. It's kind of unusual. Knight d4. Computer likes rook to d1. Knight c3. Or a4. That's an interesting move, a4. We decided to go knight d4. The bishop takes, king takes, rook b6. Now, white's king looks a little exposed there, small part, but there's no light squared bishop, so the only thing that can really harass him from long distance is the queen. a4, c5, hitting the knight, makes a knight retreat. Castles finally. Bishop d2 and queen b8, pinning that knight. It's a little annoying. Pawn takes, knight c3. Finally white got the last piece developed. Pretty even. Less than a quarter point advantage for white. It's a weird position with a queen and the rook all the way over here hitting on its own pawns. We'll have to see how this works out. That rook's in a weird place on b6. Rook to c8. Like obviously, Howell wants to push a lot of power over on the queen side. b3. Queen b7. Interesting. Going to pin that knight temporarily. Looks like David wants to go here with his knight, maybe. Rook a5. Hitting the pawn again. Looks like he's going to double up. Boy, he's going to double up here. Computer thought e4 was worth considering. Knight e5. And this is where white kind of stumbles. Computer likes knight to e4. Queen to b2. Right now it's a small advantage for black, about a half a pawn. And he makes a very natural move. A move that any one of us would make, whether we're 2700 rated or whether we're 1600 rated. And that's rook f(a1). He wants to double up. But the points are jumping up here. It's a 2-point advantage now over for black. He went knight to e4, knight c6, rook a2. Computer doesn't like doubling up there for some reason. But after rook f to a1, knight c6, queen, looks pretty good, right? Knight takes, queen takes. Now, could he have gotten out of that? Not really. The rook can't go here, here, or here. And if it goes here, this pawn comes up and nabs it. Costly mistake, costly mistake. Knight has to take. Now he's down the exchange. Now, is being down the exchange the end of the world? Not really, but it's, in this case it is. It's 2.5-point advantage for black. Knight to d5. Knight takes. Pawn takes. Bishop e3. Wow. I mean, this is just getting worse and worse and worse. We're going queen to a7 instead. Bishop f6, queen takes, rook takes. That simplifies it down a lot. But after bishop e3, d4, bishop goes back to c1. Rook e6, trying to get the rook to go after the backward pawn. Rook a2, easy enough. Rook e8, it's looking to double up here. At least get something for it, you know. But king f1 takes care of that. h6. Interesting. Might have been. Instead of h6, or excuse me, h6, rook takes. Then after rook takes, queen takes, rook e5, rook h1 check, king e2, queen c1, up a full piece. I don't know, is there any perpetual in here? I'm not really sure. It shows a 6-point advantage for black in this case, so obviously not. But it was worth looking at nonetheless. Knight to g1. Why would go back to g1 with a knight? That's the second choice on the computer. Now it's the first. That's how lousy this position is. b4. Just slowly creeping down. f3. Bishop f8. King f2. Queen d5. Slowly the screws are starting to turn. He's got to guard the b3 pawn. This looks awful bad for white. h5. Looking to bust up the king side a little bit. Knight to h3. Bishop d6. Here we go. Knight to g5. Hitting the rook. Rook goes to e7. Easy enough. Knight to e4. Now, this is a pretty good move. Now, the computer gives us an exclamation point, but oddly enough, of the top 3 choices on the computer, this isn't in here. Computer likes bishop c7, bishop b8. That's boring crap. David goes for it, h4. Now, computer didn't love that move, but I like it a lot. Bishop. Pawn takes. Pawn takes. Rook e6. Here we go. If bishop had taken instead, king to f1. Obviously, if the king had taken the piece, it's bad for black, but I tried to figure this out earlier when I looked at it, and maybe you guys can tell me. I would assume rook takes, pawn takes, queen takes, check. But after rook d6, g4, rook f8. Bishop's got to come back. f5, here we go, opening up. G takes, queen takes, rook a1, queen h3, queen finally got in. When the rook swings over, he's doomed. Rook g1, rook takes e4. Now it shows a rook takes e4, it's mate in 19, so we'll see if you can find it. D takes, queen checks, king f1. Now, this is a great move right here. Great move. Can you find it? Stop the video now and see if you can find it. D3. Can't take. Or the bishop goes. And he can't leave it because it's mate. And that's where he resigns, to give you an idea. Rook has to go to g2. D takes, check. King f2. Bishop checks. King takes. Queen takes. You won't go through the rest of it. It's bad enough. D3, great move there. Great move by David. So that's a nice win for David Howell, current British champion. Round 4 action from the Gibraltar Chess Festival 2015. I hope you enjoyed it. I want you all to remember, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye. Looks like a shark's tail, doesn't it? That's right. Oh yeah, there's some on the strip. Oh, here it is. Las Vegas. Pretty sweet, huh? Just checked in the room, tired as hell. Got the air on, trying to cool off.